big Texas Triangle markets that you mentioned,
Yeah.
Dallas, Austin, San Antonio, Houston, all of those are in a very similar place as a whole,
Okay.
which is that as you look down into the different submarkets, there's some that are oversupplied. I know Austin's seeing some negative rent growth in pockets. Same thing here in Dallas, concessions. There's always going to be, I think it's not, you can't, I mean, Houston is huge, right? Houston is
Yeah.
so big to say that well, this is what's going on all over Houston is just too broad, right? So
Okay.
you have to get a little more local in the real estate and say, okay, what's happening in this particular submarket here? Are there
Mhm.
jobs close by? Is there new supply coming online? How tight is the market? I was talking with an investor today that I sold a property to that we're probably going to list here in the next month or so. And that pocket, there's no new supply. So the rents have been moving up even over this last year, and the occupancy is high
Okay.
um, because there's just nowhere else to really live around there. There's some competition, but there's not an overwhelming new supply. So kind of comes back to fundamentals of supply and demand. But you really, I think, have to get in to the even beyond the city level down
Okay.
into the sub-market level.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So much more, so to say, within the spaces of about 3, 5, or 10 miles within the submarkets, practically.
Right. Because so many, with interest rates so low back in 2021, 22, 2021, 20, first part of 22, a lot of projects got kicked off. A lot of new developments been happening. Well, now those are all coming online, right? So the units being delivered. And so rent growth is pretty flat. I mean, a lot of the new supply, even though it's concentrated in certain submarkets, is driving down the overall rent growth for the whole metro, let's say. Um, and but what's going to happen is eventually that supply will be absorbed. And right now, I can tell you there's not a lot of new projects starting.
Okay.
And what's going to happen is that here in 2 or 3 years, you're going to have um, very little new supply, and you'll see rents start to pick up. And that's why I was talking about the people that are buying now are going to
Okay.
see some rent growth here in 2 or 3 years because there won't be any new supply coming out of the ground, or very little, much less.
Okay. Awesome. You talk about submarkets in there. What specific neighborhoods or areas within the Dallas areas experiencing the most growth and demand for apartment developments? And why is that so right now?
I live and work in East Dallas, and I'm here at this golf course here in Dallas. And I've seen them build a ton over here, but development is has its challenges now because a lot of the easy sites have been developed, and um, the infill sites that are available are are challenging. They're expensive,
Okay.
um, but there's a big one going up right now on Skillman, or rather, I'm sorry, Live Oak. The site has been vacant my whole career, the whole 10 years I've been in Dallas, but now it's getting a concrete building. I don't know how many stories they're going up. They're already up to 6, 7 stories, and I don't know how high it's going to go. And it's multifamily. They're building a new high rise right on Monticello and 75. They just knocked down an older community. They're going to build another one across the street from that. So East Dallas, that's kind of more 75 corridor. Um, and then I'm seeing a lot of development still in the uh, Deep Ellum area and
Okay.
right
Yeah.
here downtown. Um, I'm kind of focused on Dallas proper, and so that's where I see a lot of new development is around the urban core.